Chad, Heritage Square. Let's go over some of the market overview and more of like why Sellersburg, why the Southern Indiana area, why Louisville MSA, what's up with all the jobs coming in, 18,000 jobs there, 12,000 so far, 6,000 to be built or created there rather. So show us kind of on the map here why we love this area.
Yeah, so I'll take over here and Google drive us around. Can you see my screen there?
Yes.
So Louisville, down to the south of Indianapolis and Cincinnati. We're based on the north side of Indianapolis. It's only about less than a 2-hour drive away. And we are doing the south side of Indiana, north side of Louisville, and Sellersburg, Indiana. Sellersburg, Jeffersonville, New Albany is kind of like, and Clarksville is what makes up this part of the Louisville MSA on the Indiana side. The pin that you see there is the location of the property, and we'll switch over to a satellite view to kind of show you around that area once I get through this. But from that distance, as the crow flies, you are less than 9 miles away from downtown Louisville and that metro, and so not a far distance at all. Downtown Jeffersonville 7 miles away, Clarksville 5, downtown Albany 7, and then I'll show this again on the satellite view. But the River Ridge Commerce Center, which is a big employment hub that's been built over the last few years, providing a lot of industrial manufacturing, logistics, is over to the east, and it's less than 5 miles as the crow flies, and you can kind of see the highway interchanges that go across there to deliver you over to that. Switching over to satellite view, you can kind of see that River Ridge Commerce Center that I was kind of talking about. There's several bridges that you can get across over to Louisville. It's a very easy drive in. They are toll bridges. There's a lot of people from our experience and being on the ground, touring other comps. We've been looking in this area for quite some time, trying to find a property that worked down there. And a lot of that feedback has been that people that work in downtown Louisville commute from these various areas, especially the suburbs of Sellersburg. And so there's been a really strong demand either for that, and then obviously for this new River Ridge Commerce Center being pretty closely located to that. So you can see where
this is pretty big. This is pretty big size too, like 6,000 acres here, right? Like 80 companies that are going in.
Yep, 6,000 acres, 13 million square feet. There's going to be about 80 firms. The total economic output is about $3 billion. There already been about 12,000 jobs delivered to the area, with an additional 6. And you can see that there's a lot of additional land available to build on, right, and continue this expansion even once they get the first kind of phase done, is what I would call it. But you can see that there's plenty of industrial buildings already built, and even as you can, when we zoom in ours has been built for a year or two, and the satellite image hasn't been updated, so there's even more that has been developed. But that's a very short distance away. Good retail down here in the Jeffersonville area that they've built up. Regional airport right over here. Major concrete aggregators just to the east of there. And we are right off the highway. A very short distance, 1 or 2 minutes to get onto a major exit that delivers you onto 65, major thoroughfare that goes all the way through Louisville, down to the southern part of the U.S., and then takes you up to Chicago. So it's a major logistics route, and just as the rest of Louisville on the south side near the airport, or the southern side of Louisville, there's been a lot of expansion in industrial and logistics. On the Indiana side, that same thing is being kind of brought out because of the 65 and all the investment that's been made on there from Indiana and Kentucky, federal government-wise. And I think that'll continue. So zooming in on our location, outside of, like I said, coming right off the highway, you've got Ivy Tech Community College to the north there, downtown Sellersburg, a little bit further north. Very small downtown. I would say the New Albany, Clarksville, and Jeffersonville are more of the hubs where that concentration is going currently. And this has turned into its own small area, with being the major grocery store with the JC Foods and some of the other retail that's located around there. And so our property, there's a gas station that has been built here, and then the property kind of wraps around that. You're walking distance to the grocery store. JC Foods is a subsidiary of Kroger. So very quick, easy access to pick up your groceries. I think that is a big feature. Something that we always try to look for and strive for is very close access to any of that retail and any of the necessities that the residents would look for. And we have that, along with easy access to the the major thoroughfares to get to work and everything else.
One of the coolest things I like about this property is that you kind of get the best of both worlds. Like you get the Louisville MSA, which encompasses that southern Indiana, those 4 different cities like New Albany, Jeffersonville, Clarksville, Sellersburg. But however, you're on the Indiana side, which means Indiana is much more favorable for taxes, especially for us as real estate owners, as well as cost of living. It does cost less in Indiana compared to Kentucky. So. Yep. And you mentioned, I think before, we've heard from that some people have actually chosen to move across the border to Indiana for those reasons, maybe cost of living and safer, whatever you have it there. And so commute to Louisville downtown within 10, 15 minutes to go to work. It's a very, very short drive there. Anything else you want to add to that one?
Yeah, I think safety is the big reason. I think there's been a lot of changes to the downtown metro area, and so that was a big kind of, I think, reverberation feedback that we got from our tours over the last 6+ months of being down there, is that there is a lot of people that are moving over there because the decision, as you can kind of see, and what you can kind of see over here to the east is where we've targeted for a lot of looking when we're looking at the Louisville market, is either to the east or down to the south outside of this 264 loop, and that's a further distance away, both by traffic and by actual distance, than what Sellersburg, Clarksville, and Jefferson can be. For any investors or people that are familiar with Indianapolis, it's closer than being in Carmel and Fishers to downtown Indianapolis, and a much shorter commute as of right now. So those advantages allow you, when you're making that decision, it's like, okay, do I want to move out this way or do I want to move to the north side? And it's usually a very easy decision, is what it sounds like. We know of a lot of different executive level people that work downtown Louisville, that live on the Indiana side, and especially around Sellersburg. And that's why we see the area median income being as prominent as it is. Gives us a lot of room on that side. So it's a very easy commute area that has really seen a lot of growth for that exact reason over the last couple of years, and didn't in the past decade over.
Yeah, thanks, Chad. This has been very, very helpful. Hope everyone here enjoyed that. If you have more questions at all, go to the website, invest-heritage.com. On there, you can download the full investment deck and book a call with me directly. I'll see you there. Thank you.